Hello and welcome back to Defense Force. Last time I complained. Today,
select a mission.
I will switch to
Choose loadout. Rangers can equip 2 weapons.
a
Select
sniper.
a mission. Select
But
a
yeah,
difficulty. Deploying.
I'm just fucking tired a little bit. I think I did one of these things last time I played F Defense. I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about what I talked about in the last video. For that, you have that video. So that I reward people who watch these in order by not repeating topics. Thank you. Yeah.
Ravager flying drones are coming.
It's just one of those things, you know, where,
Understood.
the more you... Why are the LEDs loading? Well, yeah, the more you kind of, look at the world, it's just like... the more depressing it gets. But hey, not much I can really do about it, so... may as well... like, that's the final thing I'll say. There's really not much you can do, but you can at least vote. So, you may as well try. Even if it ends up saving just one person at the end of the day, that's still one person saved. And sometimes it really does get down to just a few votes being the deciding factor, so... how would it feel to know that you were a reason that something good happened? Something which could genuinely help a lot of people. Anyways, yeah, these enemies, the issue is, I don't have much to say, because these enemies are kind of piss easy. All you have to do is never stay still. That's the #1 thing they teach you. Just move around, and, like, their vision is based on movement. However, in reverse, you see, if I stop, they'll begin shooting at me, but if I move, they'll keep missing me. Anyways, oh, it's... is that the genocide gun? Should I move? I think I shouldn't. I think I should move. Shit. Oh, I fucking... ow. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, it's just... yeah. It is kind of funny how in the last game, this mothership was the big bad who we were supposed to destroy. And this time, we destroyed one already. But it's an entire fleet of enemy motherships.
Are you okay?
It's, definitely, you know...
there are too many!
This game series is really funny, because they keep jumping over sharks in every entry.
Deploy a enabling self-propelled rocket launcher.
Oh, maybe they help. Like, in the first, like, in EDF 2017, right? The enemies were like, okay, they're here, you destroy the mothership, they are gonna, you know, fall back now. They're surely, without the command and control, you know, they'll die. Then this game, well, we'll see. The last one, like, they jumped, you know, the last one was already kinda, you know, big alien spaceship. Now, let's add another shark we jump over. And then in the third game, let's add a couple more sharks. And in the fourth game, we add, not to spoil anything, but, we add the bloop that you jump over. Insert one of those, clickbaity thumbnails. And, then you also have World Brothers, which I forget how the first game ends, but I know the ending of the second game is good. But yeah. It is kind of funny that, these are the games that I just...
self-propelled rocket launcher is in position.
Yeah, well...
Good. Have it support the infantry units.
Units. I'm out here all alone. But yeah, it's, Oh. Oh. God, I'm gonna get blown up by my own missiles. Run. If there's one thing which I really do appreciate, it's that the EDF games never lost what made them fun. For a lot of other series, I've seen them, like, have changes, which were absolutely, like, detrimental to the gameplay experience. Like, I know... Oh, I'm not gonna be able to get the weapon crate. It's fine, we already have... Ah, we were almost there. But yeah, it's
Choose loadout. Rangers can equip 2 weapons.
very much one of those
Select a
things
mission.
where
Choose loadout.
okay, I'm switching back to
Choose
the
loadout. Rangers. Select a mission.
yeah,
Select
Day
it.
of the
Deploying.
Demons. Real ones or fake ones? Speaking of humans, you want to know something funny? If there's
transport ship has entered the combat area.
if there's one thing I find annoying, it's yeah, there's a sort of. By the way, look,
Yes, sir. Tell her you love her.
they made they gave the ships reflections.
So here's something.
Anyways, yeah, if there's one thing which I find kind of funny, there's this sort of pop fiction idea that humans are these weak little creatures, and the only reason why we ever got as big as we are today with the internet and the auto-jerker is because, you know, back in the good old days, they invented the technologies like the fire and the sharpened piece of stone attached to a stick and the bow. And you know, with these amazing technologies, we conquered the world. But many, like, tens of thousands of years later, the auto-jerk is invented, and eventually, the idea that we only succeeded because of technology is kind of born. Except evolutionarily speaking, no. The reasons why are so plentiful, we should probably mention them, right? One really huge thing is the whole opposable thumb thing, where, like, we have a lot of dexterity, which most animals do not have. Then there's the fact that we are bipedal, and our bodies are explicitly built to be really good at continuously walking and standing. Our legs lock when we, like, our knees lock in a way when we stand up that other animals just don't. And that means that it is extremely comfortable for us to, you know, stand for very long periods of time. Then there's the whole thing where we sweat, which is, you know, a very unique ability, because most animals can only sweat from, like, their face. We can sweat from our entire body. And it's more and more and more you start to realize, wait a minute, you know, humans are already very powerful, and the intelligence wasn't, you know, what brought us all of these other features. All of these other features naturally made us intelligent. Because when you're already OP, bodily speaking, you know, for an omnivorous sort of lifestyle where you become more and more dexterous slowly with your species. One of the groups that survive the most, like the people who do the best, are probably going to be the ones who now employ, you know, now that we are capable of hunting prey, right? Now that we are capable of that, then the next best thing to do is to be the best at picking fights, the best at planning fights. Because oftentimes in nature, carnivore, omnivore, or herbivore, you gotta fight to survive. Humans ourselves murder each other, but excluding the mosquito and the occasional wild animal, we don't really have that many threats. Meanwhile, saber-toothed tigers were grabbing you by the head back in the olden days. You should be happy those aren't around anymore. The drop bears still are, though, and they're very real. My pal Jim was nearly eaten by one. Regardless of the drop bear, where we're sitting now comfortably, you gotta remember that basically as human brains evolved for, you know, pattern recognition and you know, understanding less strategy, if we would call ourselves that, as slowly you ended up getting smarter for things which were not directly related, but still gave us an incredible boost in our, you know, overall performance. And this performance boost is really the important part because, shockingly, once we started having really good performance in our daily, you know, occurrences, once our chance of survival goes up, then those whose chance of survival goes up get to fuck. And we end up evolving. And because all the ones that are, you know, not the best, all the other, you know, species don't really make it as long. Because nature is cruel and kind of evil, but not in an intentional way. And the end goal of that, of course, is, you know, as brains evolve more and more, specific types of intelligences evolve more and more, and eventually, art was born. And that's, I feel, something which, in a way, I mean, we haven't met many aliens, and I don't think these ants really give a shit.
Gets in the way of spreading giant bugs.
But, you know, I don't think any other species on Earth really has a propensity for art. Like, science fiction has probably has us covered, right? Surely, like, the Borg or whatever don't have art. There are, like, examples of fictional civilizations that are purely function-oriented in nature, you know? They don't have art, they don't have culture, all they have is work, 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 because, you know, that is the only thing which really brings any results.
Rangers can equip
What is
2
this?
weapons.
Nope.
Select a mission. Deploying.
You know, at the end of the day, right? Technically, art and all the other stuff, all the other leisurely things we do for fun, like this YouTube channel, none of it is technically necessary. Why do we do it? Because it's enjoyable. I don't actually know why. And it's one of those things where, because it's enjoyable, people do it. And,
Ravager transport ship is in the sky. We can't let them continue to contaminate the
that's
Earth
kind of
with
it.
giant insects.
You can see
We have to
how they
kill them
stay
no
in the
matter
sky.
what.
So we can actually destroy these ones. And the way you do that is shooting into the hatch. You will see that you're dealing damage because my bullets can't reach. It begins to burn from the inside.
Attack is ineffective.
regardless, you know, there we go. Eventually, we will reach the same exact problems that, you know, regarding the whole discussion of, like, oh, okay, these reflections are horrible. But, regarding what I said earlier, right? Even if, the way humans are, even though the whole, it's not strictly necessary for your survival that you see things that are beautiful, but it sure as hell does motivate you. And the reason why, the reasons, like, you know, why that exists, why, you know, feelings exist, why humans are so complicated, it's, something which, though animals can portray traits that are similar enough, the complexity with which humans think, interact, and feel, the things humans do, you know, it's all on another level compared to most species. And it's very much just one of those things, you know? Where... Yeah, well, I'm already in real life fighting an infinite amount of normal insects. But yeah, it's one of those things, right? What are we really? Okay, a bunch of animals? Yeah. But it's kind of interesting animals. Because if there's one thing which, is not predictable, it's, the fact that apparently, you know, we are the end-all and be-all compared to most life on Earth. And I'm aware there's gonna be somebody who's gonna say, okay, well, prove it. What other species on Earth that exists currently has harvested the power of the sun? I'm aware that other animals may have their own complete societies, and they may be, like, you know, showing signs of something. But be real with me. You're really gonna convince me? You really think it's gonna convince me that an ant is as smart as a, you know, human because they are instructed what to do with pheromones? Of course not. It is kind of funny though. I have seen this argument parroted before by oh my god. I've seen this argument parroted before by you know, like with humans, right? The reason why we keep pets is because they're nice and cute and make us happy. When you see a pet cat pawing at you and being a stupid little goofy goober, you love them because they're a stupid little goofy goober. Oh, I missed out on some ammo. And, you know, it's, kinda simple.
Choose loadout. Choose select a mission. Select...
Yeah, sure.
Deploying.
And I'm aware there's some complexity to this. Alas, this complexity can be best left for later.
Infantry units, the tanks will support you. Keep moving. Ranger 1, commencing attack. Ranger 2, commencing attack. Ranger 3, commencing attack. Ranger 4, commencing attack.
What mission is this?
Ranger 5, Roger.
Oh wait, this is preventing landfall. Oh yeah. I know this mission. It's a pain in the ass and hardest. No, wait. This is fine. These aren't the artillery Hectors. Hectors are the giant-looking bastards. But yeah, it's very much one of those things. I am personally a huge fan of, like, the sort of relatively... Because the thing is, right, you can't be a fan of everything, right? One can only be a fan of so many things, and for me, one of the things I'm kind of very loosely interested in is the biological sort of things. Why? Well, because there's a lot of weird creatures that I'm interested in. And if there's one thing which I'm very interested in, it's all the weird shit which doesn't exist anymore, but is weird. Because although, you know, humans are really interesting, you know what's more interesting than the Homo sapien, or the goth girl who works at your local mall, some random species that's like, that could just be another, well, like, Homo habilis skeleton, we don't know. But, you know, one of those guys who doesn't exist, and we only have, like, 3 bones of him. What could have he done? But we have a molar, and we technically know what he ate. He ate dick. But, you know, it's, the things you aren't sort of, I don't want to use the term aren't meant to know, because that's stupid and stupid, but at least to me, right, the things which are kind of weirdly unexplained are always more interesting than the things that are, like, explainable, or the things that haven't yet, you know. A new research on something will always be more interesting than the old one, even if it's less interesting. That made sense. But yeah, like, yeah, one of my honestly favorite things in all of existence are all the... I specifically... Okay, I know this is gonna sound weird and stupid, but I specifically like the bad conspiracy theories. The ones which are very obviously wrong. Because they can sometimes be funny. Okay. Wait, no. This is the mission I was thinking about.
Are you ready?
Right? Yeah, if you see giant purple projectiles in the air... No?
Wing Diver 7, Roger.
Well, we have to wait for them to make landfall so I can pick up all the trinkets.
Tactical bomber Sharon, approaching combat area.
Yeah, look, some of them are carrying the...
Headquarters to
Maybe
ground
not?
units. The
I
air
don't know.
raid is beginning.
But yeah, it's very much one of... First of all, can I commandeer one of these? No. That's sad. Those are crazy how many soldiers are here in the early missions and then in the later missions.
We defeated the enemy.
What do you mean? But yeah, it's very much one of those things where, yeah, a lot of stuff that's stupid. One of my favorite, because a lot of the issue is, right, conspiracy theories are often going to be linked with, like, other nutcase beliefs. So even though they are kind of funny, in the sense that, like, you know, they're funny, but they can also be really harmful. One of the fucking conspiracy theories which I found really funny was, okay, so at one point, you may have heard of this little-known American town, small town, very few people, called Seattle. Mostly well-known because a horse lives there, I believe, but, so the big thing with Seattle was, and this is something which I learned that was kind of funny, so they built it next to a big river, and they built it a little bit too low, so it kept flooding. In their infinite wisdom, they decided to raise the ground level up a floor so it stopped flooding, which made it so previous ground floors became subterranean levels, and the actual ground floor had to be rebuilt, you know?
They are quadruped fortresses. They are already heading to this
Because
area and
they removed the previous ground floor. The result of this is sometimes when they're renovating stuff, they see, oh, wait a minute, why did this look like there was, you know, a floor beneath this one? Why did it look like the ground floor of the, like, you know, road was raised? Well, that's because it was, and it's a really fun tidbit. Except some people have taken it to be a conspiracy theory where hundreds of years are missing from the history books, and there was this evil nation called Tartaria that spanned the world. It is really funny, and it is really stupid. They also asked, why is there an aqueduct in, like, Mexico? I think it's because aqueducts were just a really good idea back in the day before they had pumps. Or something, I don't know. If you think you know more than me on this theory, but aren't stupid enough to actually believe it, tell me down below if you may know a bit more about their rather intriguingly stupid belief system. But I must go now. Goodbye.